Welcome back, legends and legendaires. Going to do a quick market update. So looking at the Bitcoin price action, we can see it's been a strong, clear uptrend. If you actually draw macro Fibonacci from the all-time high to this year's lows, you can see actually we've just rejected initially of the 382. We consolidated a bit, and so perhaps we could maybe making a leg up to the next structural resistance. And there's actually technically very little on the way really to certain key areas. If you look at the daily chart actually as well, if you look here, you can see historically when we actually had a dump here, this dump here, I remember that all too well. This happened so quickly. There's virtually no support here. And if you can imagine, if it goes down like this very quickly, the reversal is probably going to happen up quickly as well, because there's usually a lack of volume here. So it's something you need to consider. Don't just blindly short resistance here. And particularly, you can see there's very little structure here. Also, something else to notice is that we've been really consolidating this week. There hasn't been no crazy moves really. We actually had a move up to this resistance here, but we slightly front ran this. Of course, it depends on the exchange you used as well. And so for me, I didn't short this at all because I want to see a clear liquidity grab. Something else as well, if you look, as we had some clearing of key untapped points of controls. So this leg up actually cleared some of these untapped points of controls. And during this dump, we tapped these ones. So these are all mitigated now that they don't count. So the next levels of really untapped points of controls, so these are high volume areas particularly, I would say are here. So 37.4. And of course, we have one down here as well, 30.6k. So these are the key regions really. There doesn't actually seem to be ones that many further up as well. So yeah, I mean, of course, nothing goes up in a straight line. But so far, you wouldn't say this is completely bearish yet because the structure is still intact. So apart from that, I've been mostly focusing on other markets really, so Forex, commodities. And particularly this week has been a great week pretty much. And looking at certain things, so first of all, we had this oil chart. So we had this breakdown actually eventually. Some might call this a head and shoulder pattern here. So particularly we had this shoulder here, a head here, and a shoulder here. I mean, of course, there's so many different variations. I'm not a huge fan of patterns, but we actually broke down and I actually had a short on the reversal. So I hit my first take profit. And a great gain for this, I'm scaling out in a grid. So my first take profit's been hit here, which is nice. We had some really nice winning trades, particularly as well for cryptocurrency. So for Ethereum, actually, a lot of these, it's been hit so many of my take profits. So the first 5 of my take profits already been hit. So I've essentially scaled down. It's already risk-free trade. And I gave these setups in actual real time with the exact entry and stop loss, not in hindsight. And again, so next setup is also ADA long. So ADA, the first to take profits have been hit. So again, it's already risk-free trade almost. Then Atom as well was a new position I added. So the first take profit's already been hit. And I'm scaling out again in a grid. And because my end targets are quite ambitious, then AVAX was the best trade overall. So you can see how I give this exact stop loss in the MDX Algo group chat. And of course, feel free to join an amazing community of like-minded traders. The community is just amazing. And so the exact entry was 12.81, stop loss was 11.91, and again, scaled out, so take profit 1, 2, 3, 4. Already it's a risk-free trade. But this is an example of how I'm just sticking to my system. I'm not overcomplicating things, and I'm also managing risk really well as well. The BNB is the next position. So that one, it hasn't slightly hit the first take profit yet. Moving on to the traditional finance, so Australian index, this actually worked quite well. So this trade particularly has hit my first 3 take profits here. So you can see here particularly, so the first take profit, second, third. And so again, it's a risk-free trade. I've closed off 70%. And the only setup, actually, the natural gas setup was actually, I gave this one, but again, I closed this actually early because it seemed to trigger my early exit condition, and so it fell below the 200 EMA, and particularly so I just closed it off early. But I'll be looking to re-enter long on this if the setup aligns itself. But guys, this is a quick full market update, and of course do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course I'll be more than happy for any specific video requests.